So certain properties in Jersey are listed as historic buildings. These are things like Gorey Castle or Montelguy, the house at St Wands, the White House, Gronay Castle, places like this. And I think we'll all agree that these are places that we want to keep, we want to maintain. They've got historical value to them, or they're aesthetically pleasing, and the general public can enjoy and appreciate what these buildings are. However, there are a lot of buildings in Jersey that the general public don't appreciate, don't know why they're listed, don't really care why they're listed, and it's only really a group of, I suppose, architects or historians who actually know anything about these properties and why they went to the extent of listing them as protected. And I think personally, if that property is owned by someone, you shouldn't be able to list it as private, because it massively impacts the person who owns it, massively impacts them. Secondly, there are certain places in Jersey where you're protecting certain properties and they look awful, and nobody gives a crap about what you're saying about this is the first Edwardian style building in St Helier. No one cares. All we see is a derelict building. I'm referring specifically to the buildings behind the co-op at Charing Cross, which recently was in the paper because they're in talks at the moment with regards to developing, and I think they've been trying to do it for a while, to be honest, developing the whole block, and now they're talking about bringing Premier Inn over to the island. So if you, I'll put a link in the description. There's an article where there's an architect's sort of rendition of what it will look like, and I think it looks nice. At the moment, it looks like something out of an apocalyptic zombie film. It's absolutely hideous. It's disgusting. It's old, shabby buildings that have been boarded up since the day I can remember, and they've never had anything done to them. They've never done anything. They've never served a purpose. All they do is look ugly, and I imagine drag down the value of property around them because they're so ugly. So why on earth would you want to stop someone from developing that? Why on earth would you want to do that? Because there's a couple of buildings in there that serve some historical importance that only a select few people know or care about. They're just normal buildings. The general public has surely got to stand up and say, actually, do you know what? You might find them important, but for me, they're just dragging my island down. They're just making my island look worse. So here's a picture of Charing Cross and out of the area that is planned to be developed, and you'll see if you look at the article that I've linked, this is the same angle of picture. So what have we got here? Well, at the moment, it's just an open space in this corner, and it's clearly trying to be disguised so it doesn't look as ugly. We've got a painting on the side of the building. We've got a huge tree conveniently planted in front of it. We've got these flower bed bin disguisers, which, if you look behind them, that's what you really see. And then if we head down the street, we've got, again, these disgusting buildings that are falling apart, and they're just horrible. They're horrible. And I would argue 80%, 90% of the general public either don't care or think it's hideous and don't want these buildings listed or anything done with them. Nobody cares. If someone's willing to pay for that to be restored, go for it, is what I say. Also, Eulah House, Eulah Country House. Okay, it used to be a luxury hotel, but I'm not sure why it's not anymore. But for whatever reason, they've decided to close doors, and now they're arguing that this should be listed. So, what purpose would that serve for the general public? If it was a building that lots of people could see, lots of people could enjoy, lots of people could use, I could understand. But it's not. And it never has been. It's been a private hotel. You had to pay quite a lot of money if you wanted to go and stay in this hotel. So can you even see it? Well, here's a picture from the road. This is probably what most of you have seen. This is driving up Montcochon. This is what you will see of Eulah House. And this is the view from further down the road where you might have actually been able to see the house itself. There. So that's all you're missing. So have the states this what are they called? Bear with me here, sorry. The state's historic environment team. Have they got the right to tell a private owner that he's not allowed to do what he wants with his property when the impact on the public, which is who they're supposed to be acting for, is so minimal that actually what you're talking about is a building I can just about see behind a tree if I happen to be driving up Montcochot and look up there. But it's just a big posh house for most of us. That's all it is. And if he wants to, I don't know if he wants to do something with it, knock it down, renovate it, something. He obviously wants to do something because he's arguing the case. So it's his property. There is no impact on the general public whatsoever. He can do whatever he wants with it. There's a massive difference here between the heritage of Jersey and protecting it, and just halting the development of Jersey. And I think, especially with the case of the co-op area in town, that is not protecting the heritage of Jersey. What you're doing is halting the development of an area that is in desperate need of development. These are just my thoughts. If there's, I don't know if there's other schemes going on, and I don't want to be one of them people who starts jumping on conspiracy theory bandwagons and people aren't greasing the right palms and all that sort of thing. But there's got to be something else going on here. I mean, surely, because this is just mad. It's absolutely mad. I think they should. I'm all for out with the old, in with the new, unless it's something that the masses of the public can appreciate and enjoy, or is extremely important. And I'm sorry, but two decrepit buildings at the back of the co-op are not important. I'm sorry, I don't care. They're not important. These are just my views as always. If you agree, if you disagree, leave comments and like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys.